Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Married at First Sight Season 14, Episode 4, called Bliss, Brunches, and Brawls. Oh my. Why are we already having all this drama in Episode 4? We only like 2 days into the marriage and we already doing all this. I didn't know Boston had it in them. But then again, from Jeff T and Shawnice's season, we should already know it was gonna be drama. But anyway, we just gonna start off where we left off last week, but kind of reversing at the same time because you know how Married at First Sight production crew be doing. Pretty much all the couples reverse back to leaving the damn reception, going to the hotel, settling in for the night. Olajuwon and Katina, they, keep kissing in bed or whatever. Lindsay talking about she don't like to be cold and likes to sleep naked, but not gonna sleep naked for that night and whatever. Michael tells Jasmina she ain't gotta worry about him being a yes man and not arguing with her and whatever. Steve proposes to Noi with the damn ring pop. And in my head, I'm like, I hope there ain't no... Because he had it in a Ziploc bag. Sandwich bag. But I hope there's no lint and stuff on it by this point, because that thing lasted throughout the whole night and stuff. You might as well have just left it in the wrapping paper if nobody gonna lick on it. So he proposed to her in the hotel room or whatever with the ring pop. She just laughed. Probably thought it was cute. We're gonna get into that comment later on in the review. And we get to Chris and Alyssa. I guess he's still trying to talk to Alyssa and whatever, but she don't want to talk, until tomorrow. And she done dipped. And Chris sitting down by himself, beating himself up because of that whole situation, saying, I don't know what I could have did or said that would make her, not want to feel uncomfortable, that she feel like she can't sleep in the same room as me or whatever. Listen, Chris, we're going to get to you later on too, but fuck the girl, like, F Alyssa, she ain't worried about you, so stop worrying about her. Okay, we move on. We get to the next morning. Everybody waking up. Noi and Steve, they can't believe that they're married and whatnot, and they didn't consummate the marriage. They ain't fuck yet. Okay, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it real. They ain't do yet. And Steve was quick to let us know that. I don't know why you felt like you had to let us know, but thank you for the information, Steve. Thank you very much. But Noi talks about she got a dog, and her dog and Steve will have to fight for the spot in the bed next to Noi. And I, in my personal opinion, I'm just like, listen, I understand dogs are like your second children. I understand that some dogs sleep on their owner's bed, but you married now. Like, I know people say it as a joke, but sometimes I low-key be thinking people be for real, like, no, that's his spot. You're going to have to figure it out. No, bitch, I'm your husband in that aspect. So if I need a place to sleep, I'm going to sleep on that damn bed. Now, depending how big the dog is or whatnot, he going to have to sleep at the end of the bed or his own bed next to our bed. And if you got a problem with that, we're going to have to either figure it out or just not be together. And I know some people going to see it as the opposition to what I just said. But depending how big your bed is, and depending how big the dog is, and depending how big the spouse is, listen, if we're talking about a queen-size bed, and you got a dog the size of a pit bull, like a full-grown adult pit bull, and a nigga like Steve, we're going to have to play Tetris or something. So I don't know why I'm focusing on this comment, but whatever. I'm just like, okay, Noi, we're gonna see about that. Moving on, Olajuwon and Katina, they're in Bliss. He's glad that she don't got no morning breath. And I'm just like, okay, well, she did brush her teeth the night before, so that's gonna help with the morning breath that you don't like, Olajuwon. Thank you very much. But I guess Olajuwon's not a cuddler, so Katina don't really like that, so he gotta work on that. And they talk about his past, and Olajuwon said he wasn't really a cheater. You could call it that, but you can't really call it that because it's not like he had a label on any of these past relationships with these females, and so like he had a lot of females, but he didn't really cheat on them because they weren't really a thing to begin with. And then I'm just like, but in your opening package of episode 1, Elijah Wan, you said that you cheated on women. You Isaac, your alter ego too, your middle name alter ego, whatever, cheated. But now you didn't cheat. Now you telling her something else that you didn't cheat. So you're not really a cheater, but you a cheater. And then she's like, okay, so you were like a ladies' man. And he's like, nah, I wouldn't even really say that. And I'm like, Elijah, so what are you trying to say here? What exactly were you? Because you were saying something else in your opening package to us on episode 1. Now episode 4, talking to your wife face to face, is a whole different explanation. You know we got receipts, Elijah. But I guess she goes into her little past and stuff, and she was wild too, and she had sneaky links in the past. And I don't think he judged her because he was like, I'm not going to judge you because I too have a past, so I can't judge you off your past because he has a past as well. Whatever. We move on to my favorite couple so far, Jasmina and Michael, even though they're going to get into it later on in the episode. And Jasmina is cute making jokes and stuff. So I guess she was like, ew, you like black coffee. And listen, he's a trainer. He's a fitness trainer, coach, whatever you want to call him. So, technically it is healthy to drink black coffee. I don't drink black coffee. I don't ever drink coffee, period. I'm more of a tea person. So, listen, that's what he likes. That's what he likes. But I just put it in there just so I can say something about every couple. And she can remember his last name. He can't remember her last name. Moving on to Lindsay and Mark. They have breakfast and drink some nasty green juice. I don't know what is it with the Moon Blanc wanting to drink nasty green juice in the morning on this damn show or whatever. That's all I took from that little snippet of them. Moving on to Alyssa and her lips. So she's talking about she disappointed and whatever. And Chris lets us know that they did have a personal talk off camera at 2 in the morning. And I'm like, what are you guys are still doing up? Because I feel like with Alyssa and her lips, she needs to get like her beauty rest. So the fact that she was up at 2 in the morning talking to you privately without cameras, really to me, I feel like she feels like she did you such a favor. But anywho, she's saying they just didn't vibe, and she agrees to talk with him later in the morning on camera, I guess. So she goes to the hotel room to talk to him. And Alyssa explains that she just thinks that they're very different and they have nothing in common. And I'm just like, while some people can see that their vibes are different and that they may not have nothing in common within one day of talking to someone, I feel like for her, that's not really the case, because with all the events that were happening, the wedding ceremony, the talking afterwards, the cocktail hour, I'm sure, the picture taking, the reception, you could talk, but not really to the point that you can, technically you can, but I feel like with all the interruptions and stuff going on in the cameras, you can't really get that one-to-one interaction with someone to be like, no, it's just over. Because we have the receipts, Alyssa. The moment you walk down the freaking aisle to see Chris's ass, you was already checked out. So, well, I may give somebody else slack, but with you, I'm just like, no, because with all these interruptions, you didn't really give it time, and you took anything that was negative that anybody said about Chris for you to be like, okay, you see, I can't do it. Okay, you said, thank you for, see, you told me this, we can't, no, I'm not doing it. So, Alyssa, you full of shit. Long story short, Alyssa full of shit. Her and her lips are full of shit. She talking about she's gonna try her best, okay, but she want to take things very slow because she's a person that takes things very slow. And I'm just like, no, you're fucking not, because if it was a guy that she thought was like the best looking guy she's ever seen, that was like a 10 on her level, she'd probably be going fast AF. She probably would have already had sex with the guy before the end of the reception. She probably would have been pregnant before the end of the 2 months. Okay? So no, it's not that she wants to take it slow. It's just that because she ain't feeling Chris's ass and she got a contractual agreement to finish this thing in 2 months, she gonna do what she gotta do so she don't get fined. Point blank, period. So she crying in the confessional and stuff because she tells Chris she want to be having a good experience and shit. He not really saying nothing, but she crying in the confessional as if she's like being forced to do something. She didn't say nothing. She was just like, just wipe away her tears. You want me to feel sorry for you, Alyssa? Because I don't. Because you signed up for this thing. If you knew you was a person who was going to be so picky buying 10 damn dresses, wedding dresses, probably from Shein.com, because ain't no way you buying 10 wedding dresses knowing how expensive wedding dresses can be. You dished out 10. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. What was I getting at? I don't even remember at this point because she just irks my nerves. And it really had me thinking like, wow, you're worse than Mirla. Because at least Mirla gave it a shot. She tried. She was still getting my nerves too, but Alyssa, you're not even giving it a shot. And I already heard some tea. But I'm not going to put it on here because I know people don't like spoilers and shit. But anywho, we move on. The cast sits with their in-laws for brunch. Now we got the, after morning brunch or whatever. Jasmina sits with two of Michael's sisters. They seem to have a good conversation. Jasmina lets us know ain't no sex done happened the night before. So, get your mind out of the gutter. All right? But she's talking to them. The sisters let her know that Michael is a person that always thinks the worst and always thinks of the worst case scenario. So that concerns Jasmina a little bit. And I'm just like, okay, he's just an overthinker. He seems like a person that really doesn't talk much. So when someone that's quiet, and I know because I'm a person that's quiet too, to people I'm not really cool with and that I don't really know like that. And, that's why a lot of people just think I'm just a shy, sweet girl, which I am. But at the same time, ask my husband and he just be like, yeah, my wife's weird, crazy, and just a goofball. But for someone who's not really a social person, such as myself, yes, we do tend to overthink things because since we're not talking, we're more like observing and just in our heads too much. And that's a problem that I deal with too. But it's just having that person, like my husband, who can balance you out. So that concerns her too for a little bit. But I think with the right mindset, she can work with him and they could just become a one unit and get through it. And that would just be his little, I guess, personality trait that you deal with, I guess, because I'm pretty sure you got personality traits that he has to deal with too. I don't know. But the sisters love Jasmina and she loves the sisters, so that goes well. Michael sits with Jasmina's stepmom and two of her sisters, and pretty much the mom is terrified and she calls the marriage superficial, and she doesn't I cannot talk. Victoria, please get through this. She just wants the best for her daughter and doesn't want her daughter to get hurt, which is understandable, mama, but at the end of the day, your daughter is a grown-ass woman. You're going to have to let go a little bit. I understand parents want to do the best to protect their kids, protect their children, but at the same time, your kids got to make mistakes. Listen, if this doesn't work out, at least she knows, like, jumping into a marriage doesn't always work for everybody. I feel like I'm stumbling over my words a lot. But I'm going to keep going because that's what I do. The show must go on. So she need to let go a little bit off the leash that she have on her daughter. Move on to Noy sitting with Steve's parents. Noy is a crier, guys. She cried for every little damn thing. And she's talking about how it meant so much to her that Steve done wore the sash for her culture and stuff for the wedding night. And Steve dad calls him a vagabond. Vagabond. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. But anyway, he calls him that. So that concerns Noy a little bit. And it also concerns her that Steve don't got a job and hope he has a plan. And I'm just like, girl, me in America, hope he got a plan too. Moving on to Steve sitting with Noy's family. Now, Noy's brother comes with his alter ego, Sriracha. And he's like, well, I'm like another sister of Noi. And I'm just like, listen, Sriracha, low key, but high key. Low key, but high key. You the best looking sister. You, out of all the daughters, Sriracha's the best looking one. No shade to Noi. No shade to her other sisters. But Sriracha coming through with the looks, in my personal opinion. I liked it. So they coming at Steve with all these damn questions, especially Sriracha's ass. And I'm just like, I knew you all ass was going to be a problem. Since the wedding night, you asking him about he need to chase her and all that shit as if, listen, Steve is his own person, just like you, your own person. So let Steve handle what he got to do and let Steve be himself. And you focus on whoever you're going to be in a relationship with. If you want a relationship with anybody, Sriracha, I don't know. But let Steve and Noi worry about their relationship and you worry about your own life. Okay, Sriracha, I don't even know what the brother's name was because he wasn't that important to me. Last episode, Sriracha, you giving the looks, you serving some looks, but your personality still is a no. With all these questions. The parents should be asking this question, not you. Take a few seats back. The mama saying, I want grandkids, but you need a job first. Steve is just, he didn't even respond, but I'm just like, yes, I do agree. If you want some kids, and you said kids, plural, not even one, plural, 2 or more. Yeah, Steve, you're going to need to find a way to financially take care of these kids. Unless you just got money in the bank like that you really don't need a job. I can't say shit, but you're going to need some funds to take care of some damn kids. So I hope you put that into consideration going forward with this marriage or any relationship and marriage for that matter. But as far as the grandmama wants some grandkids, listen, we know most grandparents, they want kids. They want grandkids. But that's up to Noi and Steve to figure out for themselves. Okay, grandma, calm down, chillax. Okay, and check Sriracha with her shenanigans. Moving on, Lindsay sits down with Mark's friends. They seem to vibe really well. They seem to be getting along and making jokes and stuff, and even ends up hugging the person the person sitting next to her hugged her, and she hugged him back. So everything seemed to go well. And she offered to give away her cats. And I'm like, oh, we still giving away these cats? Lindsay, we still giving away these cats? Oh, okay. So we move on to Mark sitting with Lindsay's friends and family. And they give him a Lindsay survival kit, which had like all these snacks in it and stuff. And I'm just like, okay. And they even gave him a no button because he has to learn how to say no to her as well. So he loved that idea, loved the survival kit and all that stuff, testing out the no button. Then the daddy want to let us know that, Lindsay could be very vicious with her mouth, with her words. So her tongue could be vicious, so just be careful with that. Mark looking scared as hell, like, oh, can I reverse back like 24, 40 hours from the point where it's like I could just be like, no, I don't want to do this no more. Mark, we feeling for you. We gonna get to y'all issue later on in the episode because it's just I don't know what to do with that information right now. We move on to Chris and Alyssa, and he's sitting with Alyssa's friend and her mama, and lets them know what done happened, transpired the night before. The mama looking confused. The friend just keeps like licking her lips, biting her lips, all nervous and stuff, like she don't know what to say. And the mom was just like, just give her time. The friend is saying, Alyssa could be rash, but to just take it slow as friends first and hopefully it could brew into something more. The mom liked Chris and hopes they work out because the mom already done know all the other, that Alyssa probably done ran away all the other guys. So she probably got limited time left because the mama's probably like, listen, you're like 30, once you get 35, it's going to be harder for you to, carry children. And I know you just want to get married and all that stuff and probably be a stay-at-home wife and be like the damn pioneer woman on the ranch farm, just, cooking recipes and shit. So, you're going to have to get that man to allow you to be a stay-at-home mom so you can make these kids or whatever, So the mom probably already know what Alyssa wants, but knows that Alyssa be reaching a little bit too much. So that's why any guy that's willing to take her ass, she's all for. So that's probably why she all for Chris. Now this is just my opinion, my assumption. That doesn't mean that's the case. Before somebody try to come and read me, not that I get comments, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. So we move on to Alyssa sitting with Chris's family, and it was just awkward. And they're asking her, does she have any questions for them? And she really don't have no questions for them. But she thinks she's open, but she wasn't open enough to talk about her issues with Chris. When I'm like, okay, if it's his family and friends, they're the best people to ask about these questions too. But you're not even asking that. So that tells us, as America, how checked out you are, that you're not even caring about asking questions or explaining your concerns about him. Then here go, I don't know if it was Chris's friend or if it was his brother-in-law. I don't know who that was, but whoever the guy was sitting next to his mama, gonna tell Alyssa, listen, Chris is all about his job being in real estate. Being in real estate, is a very time-consuming type of job, that working all the time and doing this, doing that, dealing with clients, da-da-da-da-da. So you don't come second to his job. So Alyssa was just like, I don't know how to feel about that, because that's like, what the heck? What the heck? I'm like, can y'all say anything good about people, like about Chris? Because you're making him sound like, he got all these issues, like he shouldn't be on the show. But in reality, I feel like they're just really just trying to, I don't know if the producers that's provoking this or something, but I'm just like, thanks so much, Chris's family and friends. You're really making Alyssa's pawns higher without trying to make it higher. So, of course, Alyssa's going to take that to heart. She like, oh, okay, I'm just, see, you see what I'm trying to say? He's not the right guy for me. We're just not compatible. Look, I'm coming second to his job. So, anywho, she don't like that and shit. We're moving on to Elijah. He's sitting with Katina's friends, and he letting them know they ain't had sex yet, which was surprising to me. But whatever. Then he goes back and forth with one of her guy friends. Because I guess the guy friend probably see the red flag and calls Elijah out on his bullshit. So he's just like, I'm not, the way you talking right now, it just doesn't even sound right to me, because Elijah made a comment like, I'm a good looking guy, so, I don't got no problem with no females, getting a female, and I don't know what he was trying to allude to or get at, but I'm just like, it's not really sounding, Elijah no. So then we got Katina talking to his mama, or it says second mom, so I don't know where his first mom is. I don't remember what happened, if something happened. But anyway, she's talking to his second mom, and the mom, oh my gosh, guys. The mom gives Katina a gift. She's like, all right, I got this gift for you. So while you open that gift, I'm going to be eating my food because, I got to go to work. And I'm just like, well, damn, mama, you really letting it be known you got like 5 minutes left. She opens it. It's a jersey or like a t-shirt. Pretty much the mom was saying, I was his cheerleader. So now that you're his wife, you get to be the cheerleader. So Katina thought that was very sweet. I thought that was kind of sweet too. Had the mom not be like, I got to go to work, so you got to just open this gift so I can eat and leave. Because, she probably like, this is probably being paid for by Lifetime. So let me just get this free food before I head on to work. Let me give you this little t-shirt and shit. But, I got to go. So she thought it was cute and whatever. And we move on to Jasmina and Michael talking about the brunch. Nothing to take from that. Mark and Lindsay meet up to talk about the brunch. Nothing to take from that. Steve and Noy meet up to talk about the brunch. And Noy asks Steve's plan. And Steve was like, they'll discuss it when the time comes about if and when he will have a full-time job. And I'm just like, if? No, we need to talk about when, Steve. When is this? If? But you want kids? Steve, you lucky you not my husband, boy. Cause if what? If we talking about if, we don't need to be in that marriage. Like I said, he ain't my husband, so no, that's your problem to deal with, girl. We gonna move on to Katina and Elijah want to meet up to discuss about the brunches. And, Katina thought it was very sweet what his second mom done did. And Elijah said, her little friends and stuff wasn't really helpful. The meetup wasn't helpful at all. And he ain't feeling her friend, her guy friend that tried to come and check him. But Katina did let us know, like, if they're already seeing some red flags, she need to talk to them about what they think, because that's a little concerning for her. And it's concerning for all of us too, Katina. So you get that figured out. You once again, like I told Noy, that's your husband, girl. So you gonna have to figure that out yourself. But in my personal opinion, Elijah ain't it. Steve may be a good looking man on camera and shit, but what we see with the employment and shit, he ain't a good fit. Alyssa and her lips ain't a good fit. But we gonna move on. We still got more to go in this damn review. So the couples get the little honeymoon packages, and where they going? San Juan, Puerto Rico. So Mark nervous because all he eats is burgers and goldfish, apparently, because he was like, is there gonna be burgers there? Lindsay was like, no, we're not gonna be eating burgers there. Like they got other cuisine. And I guess he's just like, well, I'll just eat goldfish. And then we see a suitcase or something that got like how many 10, 20 different bags of goldfish in it. Don't, please, Mark, I don't need you to be another Jacob. Listen, I don't got no problem with Jacob from season 12. Okay, Jacob was my guy. But at the same time, I don't need you to be like Jacob, eating only freaking steak and eggs with your little burgers and goldfish. Mark, the shark. Maybe that's why you eat goldfish, because you call it, okay. So Jasmina and Michael are excited. Steve and Noy Steve seems like he's a little annoyed that Noy thinks everything is cute. She calls everything cute, and then, of course, because he said it, the producers are showing that she says cute to everything, and I'm just like, okay, that's her saying. Steve, just see if you could deal with it. But it's seeming like you guys are going to be kind of different when we get to the San Juan, Puerto Rico. Elijah all about dancing bachata in Puerto Rico, and he trying to show Katina how to bachata. And then Katina talking about she pleads the fifth on if they'll fuck on the honeymoon. And I'm just like, first off, Elijah isn't bachata something that originated from Dominican Republic? Because when he first initially said it, I was just like, bachata? I don't think that's something that's really like something from Puerto Rico. So my husband Googled it and he confirmed, like, yeah, bachata originated in Dominican Republic. So I'm like, okay, I knew it wasn't no Puerto Rican shit. So, listen, listen, with these husbands, man, I'm not saying shit. I'm not saying shit because they're on this bullshit at this point. So, all right, whatever. As far as Katina, what she does said, pleading the fifth, I'm surprised you didn't do it on the first night. So I guess you was trying to hold out and shit. Y'all gonna fuck on the honeymoon at this point, like, whatever. Anyway, Alyssa and Chris, they see the package, and Alyssa's talking about she ready to go on a trip and hang out with the other couples, and Chris is just like, the trip is supposed to be for us, but she's talking about hanging out with the other people. So he's a little annoyed and over and frustrated and saying the stuff that they could do, like go shopping and stuff. And Alyssa's just like, she's not really a shopping person and she likes to go on the beach. So then Chris is like, yeah, we could do the beach. So then she goes in a confessional talking about, oh, he's like a yes man. I say I don't really want to do shopping and I like to go to the beach. And he's like, yes, let's go to the beach. So you're upset the fact that he's just trying to find things that you like to do so you guys can have fun together? That's really an issue, that someone wants to do what you want to do? To hang out with you and get to know you? Oh, it's because you already checked out and you just want to fulfill your contractual agreements and without having to do as less intermingling with Chris as you can. That's what it is, Alyssa. Alyssa, you and your lips could kick rocks at this point. You may exit left. You may leave. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's a way you can go about your contractual agreement without being around Chris at this point. You just need to let Chris know, listen, I don't like you. I don't find you attractive. I don't want to do this. I'm out. But stop dragging Chris through the mud. Stop dragging America through the mud by having us deal with this BS of you trying to act like Chris is not the reason that you don't want to fulfill your contractual agreement, even though you're going to try to, so you don't get fined. Alyssa, I'm not having it. Me and America is not having you in your stank ass lips at this point. Because now that we know how your damn attitude is, you look uglier and uglier to me with each scene that goes on with this damn whole episode. Who knew that somebody was going to get me more annoyed and upset than Mirla? And Chris's ass from season 12. But Chris talking about he just disappointed and frustrated with the way things are going with him and Alyssa. And I'm like, we are too for you. And to be honest, from her casting clips from episode 1 or the casting special, whatever, I didn't like her from then either. I already seen that she was someone that like talks like this and just attitude is just like this. So I already didn't really like her from the casting episode. So now that it's confirmed in these past 4 episodes, producers, please, y'all could cut out her scenes at this point. So we move on. The couples get ready to go to the airport. Jasmina and Michael are already dressing alike. I thought it was cute. So that's why I just put them in there. But ain't nothing else to say about any of the other couples going to the airport. So we get to Puerto Rico, San Juan. And I guess, did Chris and Alyssa take different flights? Or maybe they just didn't sit next to each other, which it seems like. So she already got her bags coming off from baggage claim. Walking right past Chris' ass, getting on the bus. He's just like, wow, she just walked right past me. Chris, I in America know she ain't feeling your ass. She just wants to get through with this shit and go home. So I know you just trying to comment stuff just to be on, to let us know what you thinking. But you acting like you surprised that she just trying to ignore your ass. You better than this, Chris. You smarter than this shit. You do real estate. You can predict shit now. So you can see she don't want to. Come on, Chris. But anywho, that's not even the issue. We got bigger beef to talk about. So we see Mark and Lindsay getting on a different bus. I don't know if it was the producers or something that said something to on the bus with all the other couples, the other cast. They said Mark and Lindsay. I don't know who said it. I'm sorry, I don't know who said it. But someone made the comment that, oh, Mark and Lindsay not coming on the bus. Katina was like, no, she better not come on here. She better not come on here. Elijah said something. Come to find out, on the plane ride to San Juan, Puerto Rico, Lindsay done told them, asked them, do they speak Spanish? Elijah said he knows a little bit, but not like fluently and stuff. Lindsay done told them they need to speak Spanish because they're gonna be in Puerto Rico, San Juan, and that's their native language, so they need to speak it. And she lived in Puerto Rico. I don't know if it was San Juan or somewhere else, but because of that, she lived there for 8 months. So they need to speak the native tongue of Puerto Rico, San Juan. That got Elijah on heater, so he knucking and bucking at her. So Katina had her husband back. Elijah was like, you need to worry about yourself and your own damn husband. And I guess they get into a little bit. And so that's why they're going to their hotels in separate buses. So Mark is doing the little camera footage, explaining that there was a little disagreement, altercation on the plane. So they're going in different buses, but they're going to stay positive and they're just gonna have a good time on this trip and just hang out together. Then you see Lindsay behind him in the background sitting next to him, and she looking like she about to cry. Not even looking like she about to cry. She starts crying, gets teary eyed, her face get red and shit, and she just. And I'm just like, girl, I know you not about to cry right now. For what? If you never opened your ignorant ass mouth telling people what language they need to speak in what country, do Elijah Wan and Katina have anything to do with you and Mark? No. So if you want to speak Spanish in San Juan, Puerto Rico, go about your business, Lindsay. Do whatever you want to do. But as far as other people, you cannot tell other people what language they need to speak in what country. So let me get this straight. So if people from San Juan, Puerto Rico, came to freaking America and were speaking Spanish, you gonna tell them to speak English because you speak English in America? Are you one of those type of people? Because you seem like you that type of people by telling people they need to speak Spanish in a Spanish country. Lindsay, I don't hate you, girl, but with this thing that transpired on tonight's episode, I'm just like, Lindsay, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Okay. Parents came from Haiti. And you know what? They still speak their native language in America. They still speak Creole. So I'm not Spanish. But if someone were to tell my parents, listen, I could joke on my parents because that's my parents. But let somebody else be like, oh no, you can't speak Creole because we're in America. Let someone tell my grandmama that. Both my grandmas, they may speak a little bit of English, but mostly they speak Creole. Let them tell my grandmama that. We're going to have an issue. I'm just saying, okay? No. So, no. Lindsay, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. No. Lindsay, I'm going to need you to shut your mouth closed. Keep your mouth closed. Okay? You didn't even really have a strike one. I just thought you was just a hot mess on your wedding day. But this is like officially strike one. Okay, we could be cordial, like Katina done said later on in the episode, but not Katina, but Lindsay. No, you're gonna need to bring that down a lot. And you have black friends? Okay, we're gonna move on. So Katina lets us know, keep Lindsay away from her. She ain't trying to deal with that shit. Lindsay wanna let us know when she gets to her hotel room that she was just joking, and Elijah Wan done took it too seriously and wanted to fight her and shit. She crying on camera talking about she loved Mark because he stepped in and made her feel safe, talking about he gonna go talk to the people and for her to just chill at the hotel room and shit. And I'm just like, you lucky you got a nigga like Mark. You lucky we everybody like Mark because your ass. All right, so the couple's gonna hang by the water. Michael notices that Alyssa and Chris, they're not really co-mingling together as a couple and they're kind of distant. And Lindsay and Mark aren't there, of course. And Elijah wants to make some type of speech. He's talking about, we gotta be close or something. They're brothers and sisters. Katina lets us know that, Lindsay ain't her sister, and I'm just like, well, I can't really blame you, Katina. I feel you on that one, girl. But while he's making this speech, Mark comes down to talk to everyone, and I was glad that Elijah didn't bring his annoyance with Lindsay onto Mark. So he gives him dap and stuff, and Mark apologizes for Lindsay's actions. And I'm just like, that is so sweet of you, Mark. That's your wife for like less than 48 hours and you're already apologizing for dumbass actions. But that's very sweet of Mark. I like Mark and he apologizes to everyone and just wants everybody to be on good vibes and, on their best behavior. So Katina says she's going to be cordial with Lindsay, but her personality is too much for her. I completely understand that, Katina, because sometimes I'll be looking at Lindsay like, girl, you was literally about to get naked on your wedding day to pull out your vows from your boobs. But we move on to Steve and Noy. They're hanging out on the balcony. And Steve's just whole body language is awkward because I guess she was nervous being on the balcony or something. So you could just see him trying to like, okay, maybe I should put my arm around her. And he was kind of like trying to figure out the right place to hold his arm around her. So I don't know if I'm getting the vibe that he not really feeling her like that, but she feeling him. She's like, she's starting to get feelings and shit. And I'm just like, that's cute and everything, girl. But hopefully he feels the same. I don't know. And they talk about what they like to do and shit and what they want to do on the honeymoon. Steve want to go parasailing and he want to go do this and that. All adventurous type stuff. Nora talking about she's not trying to die on her honeymoon. I'm just like, oh, so you're not adventurous. You're not adventurous. I don't want this as a repeat of Ryan and Brett from last season where Ryan wanted to do all this shit and Brett didn't like any of that shit. So hopefully Noi they could come to some type of compromise. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we move on to Michael and Jasmina. I guess he's overthinking the whole conflict situation with what was going on and, hope it doesn't get to something else. Jasmina thinks the opposite. Like, I'm not trying to worry about if conflict's going to happen. I'm just trying to live in the moment. So they go back and forth about that. I'm just like, are we really having a disagreement about this? So it gets kind of awkward. Jasmina's just like, I'm just going to go shower. Michael lets us know in the confessional that, he wanted someone who would challenge him. But now he's trying to question if that's what he really wants. And I'm just like, from your first argument, Michael, like we're really saying this right now? Goodness gracious, I wonder what's going to happen when you have a real blown full argument. That you're already contemplating, is this really for you? Nigga, come on. I don't got time for none of these people in this episode. I really don't. So we move on to Mark, and he's sitting with Lindsay and tell her what done happened when he went to talk to the whole cast and whatnot. And Lindsay cries and says Mark is everything that she asked for. Lindsay, I'm going to need you to stop crying because at this point, you brought it on to yourself. Had you not said nothing, Lindsay, had you not said shit on the plane for the whole plane ride to San Juan, Puerto Rico, none of this would have ever happened. And you would be down there with them having pina coladas. It looked like pina coladas, I don't know. But you did this to yourself, Lindsay. So you crying means nothing to me right now. This was your doing. So we move on to Alyssa and Chris. Eye roll. They're on the balcony and Alyssa's saying she's still not feeling comfortable with staying in the room with Chris. And I'm just like, what the hell do you think Chris is going to do to you? Why are you so uncomfortable? That's what I want to know. What is so like, oh my gosh, I feel so uncomfortable. Did you not think you were going to sleep with someone or sleep in the same vicinity as someone when you get married to them at first sight? Is he really that ugly that you feel like his ugliness is going to drown you in your sleep or something? What is the issue, Alyssa? Oh, sorry. The issue is you don't like the guy. So you're using any excuse to just go away. But why don't you just go away forever and not come back on the show? So Chris calls Alyssa out because at this point he's done fed up. And he calls her out saying that she's probably was looking for the perfect person because she didn't find it. Now she's acting fugazi and shit. And Alyssa said, I'm not looking for the perfect person. I wasn't looking for that. I got gypped. You got gypped. We both got gypped. And I'm like, no. He got gypped because your ass is being so superficial and so concerned about the looks that you're not even giving him an actual chance to see why you guys were matched in the first place, even though experts, they just be matching people just to be matching people at this point. But you know what I'm trying to say. So she's explaining her reason. She just thinks that they're both very different, her little excuses and whatnot. And Chris said he thinks she's lying because she's like, well, do you think I'm lying or something? And he's like, yes, I do. So she's just like, ugh. I can't even talk. She want to be a Kardashian so bad. She want to be on one of those Bravo shows so bad, like E-Network shows so bad. She's like, I can't believe you just think I lied to you. I can't believe you think I'm lying to you. I can't talk to you right now. Because I can't talk to him when he said he thinks I'm lying to him. And I'm like, wow, Alyssa, you're being so dramatic. Seriously, Alyssa, how old are we? You're 30, girl. And you acting like this? Girl, please, please, please. So she walks away and goes sits on the couch and pouts like a little kid, like, oh my, he thinks I lied to him, and I'm not lying. Goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect, and she tells Chris that it was very disrespectful of him to tell her mama and her friend about what done happened the night before, and that he should have kept it private. Chris was like, well, they asked me how my night was, so I'm gonna tell them. She's like, yeah, but that was very disrespectful. You know, I want you to respect me because I respected you, because she didn't tell his peoples what done happened. So I'm just like, you just making anything out of anything at this point, Alyssa. You using every little thing to make it as if it's Chris's fault. Chris is over it, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna head out. I'm just gonna go to my room. I think yes, we need to be in separate rooms for tonight. And he just says in a confessional, I feel like she's just trying to gaslight me. And I'm like, yes, Chris, that's exactly what it is. And you know that bullshit. I don't know why you're still trying to make fetch happen at this point. But let the girl go. She don't want you, and she's trying to make any excuse to just be done with your ass. Chris, you need to be done with her ass. You need to be like her ex and be like, listen, you don't gotta cook tonight, girl. I'm done. I'm over it. I'll probably have more to say about them next season. Not next season, next episode. Last thing we get is with Elijah and Katina. And Elijah telling Katina that he like that she had his back and shit. And, you know, he knows she got a wall, but he's hoping that could fade away. She's like, you think I have a wall? He's like, oh, I know you're not being, you know, real open with your boy. She's looking at him weird, but amidst that, you know, she does have her guard up a little bit because she's just scared of being disappointed because of her past. And she explains, you know, every time she gives people a chance, they kind of disappoint her and prove her wrong from what she thought of them. And he talking about he will never do that to her. And Katina was just like, she thinks he's sincere. And in my head, while he's saying that, even though he didn't say it, but in my head, I'm like thinking like, he's probably telling her like, you know, I'll never do that to you, girl. I love you, girl. I'm crazy. Anywho, so I guess they end on good accord and stuff because they had like a real conversation and shit. I don't know. That's what the episode done in next week. Gonna be more madness. You know, everybody gonna get into a little bit. This is episode 4. Why are we having all this drama already? I'm gonna see you guys next week for episode 5. Oh my gosh, this is too much drama. I try to, you know, make it as short as I can, but all this drama is already about to be 50 minutes. Thank you for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about this episode and all this stupid drama of it all. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.